Hello, beautiful Earth Tribe. Welcome back to my channel, Sky Above, Earth Below. This is Renee, and you're watching a timeless collective reading for the new moon in Capricorn, January 11th, 2024. This is a timeless reading. Thank you all so much for joining me. So, today is the new moon, but it's also the 111 portal. So it's January 11th. That makes it the 111 portal. I'm also beginning this reading at 11:11 a.m. and I didn't actually plan it that way, but that's what it is. So I feel this, it's going to be an important message, or at least relevant to this portal. Okay, before I get into the reading, I just wanted to say something I learned yesterday while I was preparing for the reading today. I learned that this year, 2024, we will be having not only 2 new moons in Capricorn, but also 2 full moons in Capricorn and no full moon in Cancer. So I thought that was interesting. And also, if anyone was, wondering kind of where to focus your energy or looking for guidance in regards to this year, the lunar energies are definitely indicating that Capricorn energy is strong this year. So we're looking at, grounding, bringing into the physical our manifestations. We're looking at being grounded within our bodies ourselves. So, working on our vessel, honoring our temple, really like focusing on the material world in a sense. And of course, when I say that, I do mean also having a balance with your higher self, your higher awareness. We aren't just focusing on our lower natures. Okay, so I want to be very clear there that, focusing on material aspects of our lives doesn't mean materialism. It doesn't mean misusing or exploiting resources. It doesn't mean that there isn't a higher self and a higher awareness that we should be guided by, okay? So when we're focusing on bringing things into our material world, we're doing it from a higher place, from a place of, I am a spiritual being having a human experience. And so being able to co-create is what I'm trying to say. And so getting into alignment with our higher self, making sure our chakras are balanced, our masculine and feminine is balanced, okay? So that's kind of big picture stuff. I just didn't want anybody misrepresenting what I'm trying to say about focusing on material aspects. I'm not saying materialism or matrixy type stuff. I'm saying align and co-create and bring your desires from that higher place down into the earthly plane, okay? All right. What else? Oh, I don't know. I'll probably speak more later on the fact that we don't have a Cancer full moon this year, but I'm not going to do that in this reading. Okay, and finally, before I lay the cards down, I just wanted to say that because this is the first new moon of the year, that organization and planning out your days is something that might be beneficial to think about. This is also Capricornian energy, this work-life energy, okay? Being able to bring in our desires, our manifestations, our physical and financial goals is going to require an aspect of not just focus, but linear focus. I am particularly a big picture thinker, so I can see everything like all at once. And so it's easier for me to see how big picture, like I would want things to go for myself, and not so easy necessarily to plan out the day-to-day aspects, okay, if that makes sense. So I know that I'm not like everyone else and everyone else isn't like me, but if you're a big picture person, focusing on the more day-to-day aspects, maybe starting a list of what your priorities are for the day and just keeping that habit. And for those of you who would benefit from a planner, now would be a great time to get a planner for the year, the beginning of the year. And specifically, if you could find a moon cycle planner, I always appreciate those kinds of references being in front of me in my daily life. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to say before I start the reading. There will be a meditative shuffle coming up. If you'd like to skip it, you can head down to the timestamps below. Otherwise, let's lay down the cards. Okay, collective. So right away I can tell that this reading is about you having come to the other side of whatever difficulty you were going through. I feel like there's still some remnants of things going on in the background, but I definitely see that you have the reins of your life and that you are, doing all that you can in your life to chip away at the things that you're working on, as well as to stay balanced and healthy. So in the center of your reading, we have the Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep card. It says, sleep that's deep and lasts till morn, wondrous dreams for days reborn. And this reborn word is standing out to me. This is rebirth. This is rising from the ashes. This is a new dawn after a difficult period of time. Okay? Number 45 breaks down to the number 9, which is the end of a cycle. Here it says, the return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. So I definitely feel like with the Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep and the alignment, that definitely you are aligned. You are working to stay aligned, basically, because you're able to sleep, okay? You're getting your beauty sleep here with the Empress card, okay? And you're chipping away at whatever you're working, whatever path you're on, you're slowly but surely getting there, one day at a time, with due diligence, planting your seeds, okay? The Knight of Pentacles is the most stable knight. His results are the most long-lasting, and he's very dependable. He is hardworking, doesn't give up. Okay, this is true blue energy. This is something you're dedicated to, something where you are steadfast on your path. You know where you're headed, where you're going, and you know you're going to get there, okay? Over here we have the Balance card. We have a couple of Balance cards. Let me see here. Do we have Balance? Yeah. Over here, Balance, Spirituality, and Practicality. Full moon in Pisces. So this is about, see how she has like her head is like in the clouds and she's standing on clouds. This actually is, I think, a message for me in regards to my near-death experience. But anyway, I just wanted to say that that when we are on our spiritual path, we have to stay grounded. And as I said in the intro, if you skipped over the intro, not only are we at this new moon in Capricorn, but It's full of Capricornian lunar energy. So look at your moon in your birth chart and see where it's at. And I would suggest taking into consideration whatever sign your moon is in, and then adopting Capricornian energy with that sign as well, to have a bit more focus and a bit more kind of punch to whatever you are focused on. When it says balance, spirituality, and practicality, this is about sort of bringing yourself back down, not staying all the time in the clouds, but having a balance, right? When we have that temperance card, it's sort of 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on the earth, that kind of thing. And, that can be done with daily grounding techniques, spiritual baths, lighting incense, changing up your environment, staying tidy in your surroundings. And I'm speaking practically here because we are in Capricorn energy. So if you find that your daily surrounds are a little chaotic, that's a sign for you to sort of take a step back from whatever you're doing, clean up your environment, make sure that your space is, ideally it would be beautiful. It would be an inviting space that would feel, positive. For me, positive is cozy or sanctuary-like, or clear spaces, not a lot of clutter, okay? That's what positive is for me. It might be different for you. So you would need to think about what your space needs to look like to be positive for you, and to help you to be productive and happy and peaceful, so that you can get your work done, so that you can focus and not be overwhelmed or distracted with chaotic energy that can oftentimes come with a cluttered or messy environment. Okay, and I do speak from experience and my own personal difficulties with that. So I'm not trying to call anybody out. I'm saying that I think we all struggle with this at some point. And there are times and seasons in our life where we just sort of need to regroup and do a heavy clean, or do something that helps us feel better in the space that we're in. Okay, the Empress lives in a castle. So we want to make sure that where we live is someplace that truly supports our role, okay? How do I say this? What I want to say is adjust your crown, okay? We all have a spark of divinity within us, and that deserves honoring, okay? So in this Capricornian lunar cycle, as well as the heavy Capricorn influences this year, we are saying that we're going to honor our temple, honor our physical spaces, and this is going to help us be more productive. And this makes a whole lot of sense here because we have the Seven of Wands right next to the Empress. As I'm speaking about this, a lot of times this has to do with protecting yourself from others. As you can see, there's, other wands, people with other wands down below fighting this person. But what I'm getting from this really is about protecting your energy in all facets. So while some people could be protecting themselves from other people, also protect your energy within your physical space. So your home, your office, your car, protect your energy is here. And that's important in order to feel like you are in a space to be productive. Okay, with this card, take time to breathe out, disseminating moon, as well as the dream, sweet, sleep deep card. This is an out breath, okay? This is your ability to relax, your ability to sleep, your ability to breathe out. It says here, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. When we're talking about being able to balance our work, our spirituality, our family life, whatever we have going on, we do need to have that time to relax. It's really important that you get sleep. This is part of honoring your vessel. If you're not sleeping well, I would, number one, take advantage of your circadian rhythm right now because we are in the season of winter in the Northern Hemisphere. You would want to take advantage of the darkness, okay? That's going to help you sleep if you use it to your advantage. For example, maybe after 6 p.m. turn off the lights and use candles, okay? Don't use your overhead lights if you don't have to. Sometimes, like what I do is if I have to get up and walk around, basically after dinner I clean up and I have a fresh kitchen for the next morning, and that makes me feel better. I go to bed with my kitchen clean for the most part. Normally, I mean, that's my normal habit. It's not that way every single day, but I try. And it's after 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m., I've basically shut down the house and the lights are off. And if people want to be up and doing things, like I have kids, then that's fine. They can be up and they can turn the lights on as they need, but then we turn the lights off. And I try to have minimal lighting in the evenings. I also try to use natural light during the day, so I don't use electricity during the day if I don't have to. I will just turn lights off and open the blinds, okay? Natural lighting is going to help with melatonin production at night, and turning the lights out early in the evening and using candlelight is going to help. I would also highly suggest not watching TV or looking at your phone, but I know that's difficult for a lot of people. Anyway, one thing I've decided that I'm going to do is, and this was actually suggested, this was guidance from my grandmother. And by my grandmother, I mean my deceased grandmother, okay? I get messages from my ancestors, and it was suggested to me to be reading more in the evenings because during the day I feel like I don't have time, and they're saying read in the evenings. And so I'll be reading by candlelight in the evenings, and that's going to help me also get nice and drowsy and get good sleep. All right, so these are just some examples. You do it how you do. I bring up these options simply for ideas and for you to think about using the natural cycles that you already have to your advantage and the control that you have in your own life to affect your environment, okay? Let's see, okay. We do have, let's see here. Yeah, we have a lot of cards here for new beginnings. So take time to breathe out. This is like the end of your cycle. You are starting something new in a sense where you're coming into a new cycle. So allow yourself to relax, okay? It says here, new beginnings. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. So this is validating what I just said about having a environment that is conducive to whatever it is you're trying to do, okay? Card number 44, that has to do with your stability, your abundance, and also your angelic protection at this time. Okay, and this card says morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook, okay? So this is sort of reiterating that point that I just made about getting a good night's sleep so you can wake up with a fresh mind and fresh energy for the day. So one of the things that I feel is important is to make use of that sort of newness. At night we release toxins, we wake up sort of brand new, and we can start the day that way if we don't pollute ourselves with negative or dense energy. So I like to, limit the influences that I have in the mornings as far as negativity goes. I like to maintain my sense of forward movement, my sense of optimism, my sense of being able to plan and think ahead and think about what I want to do. And like I said, using these natural rhythms that we have to our advantage so that we can shape our world how we want it, okay? A time to give rather than take, new moon in Virgo. Virgo is about service to others, okay? So whatever you're working on, you could be working on service to others. You could also be in need of some self-care, okay? Virgos oftentimes are very hard workers. They may not be the best at taking good care of themselves because they like to serve. And so that is also, perhaps for some of you, an indication that you do need to be taking better care, honoring your temple, getting your beauty sleep, okay? Treating yourself like the empress that you are. Okay, and here we have this card action. So I'm getting this balance spirituality with practicality. Okay, we have a lot of breathe out, get your sleep, take steps forward one by one, stay in balance, okay, and be productive with this action card. I just feel like all of this is sort of blending together in one overarching message, which is to stay balanced, treat yourself well, and get your stuff done in a methodical, step-by-step way. Okay, also what I'm seeing here, and I haven't really been focusing on this in the reading because I feel like this is past energy, but we do have someone who may not be happy with your fresh start, okay, with your life path, okay, with your balance. We do have a King of Swords energy. And I feel that this person is in this Five of Cups energy, all right? That person could be also somebody that you are maintaining boundaries with. But I don't really want to focus on that because I feel everything else in your reading is super positive and also super healing. I feel like this healing aspect of your reading is coming through in the sense where I feel like there's a hidden message here where it's okay to do whatever you're doing. If you have questions about whether or not this person or anyone else disapproves or is looking down their nose at you, like that's in the past. You don't need to worry about that. People will have their own viewpoints and they can have their own viewpoints, and we don't need to allow that to affect us. We can go ahead and get our beauty sleep. We can breathe out. We can take time to balance out ourselves, to remain in the positive energy that's going to benefit our lives in all aspects, maintaining a high frequency so that we can manifest, so that we can stay abundant, so that we can remain focused on where we're headed. And, if we're heading forward, we're not looking back, right? We're taking steps forward. We're going towards our new beginning, okay? We are taking advantage of our natural cycles and rhythms in order to benefit us. Okay, and the last thing I'm getting from this, the Dream Sweet, Sleep Deep card, sometimes I think about this card as meditation as well, because if you've ever been at work and you are extremely tired, so tired that you just feel like you wanted to crawl under your desk and take a nap. I don't know why this is coming up. Maybe somebody needs to hear this, but basically, if you need a nap and you can't take a nap, you can meditate, and it actually is sort of like a power nap. It functions the same way in your body because it allows your body to relax to such a brainwave state that you are essentially getting a power nap. So if you can allow yourself to meditate at your desk, close your eyes, take 10 minutes at your break to breathe and just really allow your mind to clear and your body to fully relax. If you can't leave to take a small power nap in your car or something, you can actually meditate and achieve very similar results. And you will find that practice is healthier and even more powerful in waking you up for the rest of the day than a cup of coffee. Another thing is water. Water, and this is something that I'm a huge coffee drinker, so believe me when I say this is difficult, but a glass of water, if you can drink chug it, like a whole glass of water, chug the water in the afternoons. Like if you feel drowsy, if you're tired, chug a glass of water instead of having a cup of coffee, and I swear it wakes you up. It's just, it's your body's response to make you tired when you're dehydrated. And water re-enters all of your cells and wakes your cells up. So, water, okay? If you want to sort of limit your caffeine, or if you're transitioning away from drinking so much caffeine, go ahead and chug a glass of water when you're tired and see how that makes you feel. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to say is that we do kind of have a lot of spirituality in this reading. We have the balance, spirituality, and practicality. We have the dream card. We have the higher path here, and we have this balance with this woman. Her head is in the clouds. And, when you're on the spiritual path, that's very normal to be like that. And at the same time, one of the most powerful ways to have greater access to the higher realms is to also keep ourselves grounded, to be intentional when we are accessing those higher realms. And this is part of maintenance, I guess is what I'm saying. So making sure that you are taking daily steps outside, connecting with Mother Earth, or the natural elements, the sky, the sun, the rain even, placing your hands on a tree, or just breathing in the fresh air, okay? As you can see, the Empress, she's out in the natural elements, like literally. She's got wheat down here, big trees down here, there's a waterfall and a river over here. So she's connecting with the Divine Mother, Mother Earth. And I just want to remind everybody that the Empress can be masculine or feminine, because we all need to balance out our masculine and feminine within each of us. We all sometimes need to be in receptive energy, okay? Okay, collective, so that is what I have for you for the new moon in Capricorn, also on this 111 portal. I know this reading had a lot of guidance in it, but I feel like that was a good message for the first new moon of the year in Capricorn energy. And I hope it was helpful for whatever you guys have going on. Okay, so if this resonated, I would love to know in the comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to support my channel, please. And if you're interested in a personal reading or any of my other services, you can reach me at reneegomez.com. And if you'd like to make a donation, you can also do that at my website, as well as at any of the links in the description box below. I am sending you all grounding energy and love. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at my next reading.